Hi guys and welcome back to Rugby for Days. Today we're going to chat a bit about Friday's game, New Zealand versus Wales for the third and fourth playoff.
Yes.
Still a hype game. I think it's still going to be a good one. I hope this will be more running rugby because there's nothing to lose, because you either get a bronze or nothing.
Yes.
So you get nothing for a loss. I think it's going to be interesting. I just got the teams now, so we're going to go through that a bit. But Stefano, what's your expectancy for this game?
I think it's going to be a good game. I think we're going to have a disappointed Wales side and angry New Zealand side. That's my prediction, actually. I think if the deadlock is broken either way, no, I'm lying. If the deadlock is broken for New Zealand going forward and they literally break the spirit of the Welsh players, it's going to be like a 60-10. That's really
50 points up.
That's really what I think. I really think that. I think they're angry. Okay, just a personal point of view. But if Wales can keep them at bay, like what New Zealand did, no, not New Zealand, what England did against New Zealand, I think it's going to be like a 19-17 maybe.
Close game.
It's going to be a close game. But if it's broken, I'll be sure to get like a big score. That's a bold prediction. I'm just saying.
That's what also. I spoke to some people asking opinions what's going to happen this week, and they said New Zealand by 50, New Zealand by 40. So it's big scores. So people don't give Wales a chance. But nobody gave England a chance.
Okay, I don't agree with that exactly, because if you look on the Super Bowl stats, just out of a community perspective, it was 21-79 to New Zealand. So there were players that thought, you know what, England's gonna show up, it's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
But the fact when I actually picked my pick for the New Zealand England game, I was just thinking to myself, is Eddie Jones this phenomenon everyone is speaking about? Because every person I speak to about rugby, they don't tell me Owen Farrell's a good player. They tell me England's good because Eddie Jones is there. That's literally their answer. And then I think to myself, okay, I don't think that with New Zealand, I don't think it's only Steve Hansen that made the players. I think a captain like Richie McCaw made players. I think the leadership of Kieran Reid made players. You know, that's for me was the difference. That's why I decided to go with New Zealand. I also have lots of respect for New Zealand players. They have tremendous character, and also, like, just a quick stat. Aaron Smith has been playing for New Zealand. I think he has a 90 or 91 test caps. Okay, out of that, he only lost 9. He has a 91 winning rate. Sure. That's insane. That's unheard of. I mean, there's no other team with that stat. Doesn't mean England won. Great, they played very well. I agree.
Yeah,
I credit them, but still.
Yeah.
So I think they're angry. Just my point of view.
Yeah. So let's check about the players they picked. It looks like a type of a B team, but still quality players. Just to look, they're starting Dan Coles again. Nepo Lualala, sorry. Brodie Retallick, Scott Barrett, up against someone like Adam Beard and Alwyn Jones. Adam Beard obviously coming off the bench this weekend. Still had a good game, took a couple of lineouts. Alwyn Jones obviously stole South Africa's, lost their first lineout against Alwyn Jones at the whole World Cup. So that's good. Wales going for the more traditional, their standard Lucy's, Justin Tipuric, James Davies, Ross Moriarty, hardworking trio, against the likes of Sandra Fritzell, Sam Caney, Kieran Reid. So a new loose trio from New Zealand's point of view. First start for these three together. Thomas Williams was Aaron Smith. Thomas Williams actually did good against South Africa when he came up.
Yes.
He was a quicker player than Davies did. Davies kicked more. Smith, obviously the controller, we know he is. Then the interesting pick is Rhys Patchell starting for Wales. So Dan Bigger not on the park, which is actually a good relief, because they need to look beyond him. I think this is probably his last World Cup. So they'll probably look beyond him. Then Rika Ioane playing. You haven't seen him in a while. If you say they will beat by 50 points, I think he can still have a chance to be top try scorer.
Maybe.
And then obviously the man of the hour, Josh Adams, on 6 tries. The leading try scorer. He just needs 2 to equal the record of Abana and Janelome for 8 in a World Cup. So that's quite. You will hope for him for the best of that. I think he deserves it. Scoring 6 tries in the World Cup is phenomenal. I'll want him to get to 8. Then Sonny Ball and Crotty being the centre pair for New Zealand. Owen Watkin and Jonathan Davies. I love Jonathan Davies. Like, he's my favourite overseas Six Nations based player.
Okay.
He's my favourite player. backline wise.
Because
I played forward, so I like forwards obviously more.
Yes.
But Jonathan Davies liked him from the start playing. And then Ben Smith on the wing for New Zealand against Owen Lane. And then Alan Amos coming in, slotting into the 15. So no Liam Williams and no Lee Halfpenny.
Yeah.
And then Bowden Barrett obviously starting.
I think it's very interesting because you said Sonny Bill, so of course he'll start inside.
Yeah.
And Ryan Crotty outside.
Yeah.
I think that's a big mistake. Personally, I think that's a big mistake. Ryan Crotty, love the dude. He's been playing like 100 and something caps for the Super Rugby. I think it was the Crusaders. But outside, you can't place both of those players outside. I don't agree with that because, and that would be the fall. If my prediction is wrong and New Zealand isn't angry, that's the only thing I base it on, is that they will go up from the outside. Wales should flip their whole game plan and just focus on the outside centre of New Zealand because Ryan Crotty can't play 60 minutes full anymore. He can't. That's not him. He can't do it. And the second thing, I think they can beat him on the outside. I really think that. I think if you put a player maybe like a Davies on, Davies isn't for me the fastest out of all the players on the field, but his handling is very good.
No, he's not a try scorer, he's an assist.
He's an assist. But if his line is right, he will go past Ryan Crotty. Ryan Crotty won't stop them.
Yeah.
And even Sonny Bill, his fitness levels isn't on par as they should be. Both of those players, they're actually substitute players. Why don't you play? That again, personal view. If you disagree, please comment below and tell me why you disagree. Because I don't judge them because of their past games and how good they were. I'm judging them because they're on the slope down.
Yeah.
And that for me is a problem because you still want to have not like a reconciliation game. You want to win something back because you didn't go through to a final. You want to get bronze. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, I think that is bad. I would not suggest that at all. I would rather experiment with someone else. Like even I would probably put in Ben Smith at 13 rather than Ryan Crotty.
Yeah.
And put on another wing. Who's the guy who played this week in past?
George Bridge.
Bridge. Mix them up. Or Severies.
Yeah. So
this is not good.
some bit South African slang in here as well. What it looks like is they're saying goodbye to a few players, which is weird because Whitelock isn't in. So I would give these guys their last game. You know, if they're not going on the end of the year tour, obviously, which is something else we'll discuss. Well, they won't be end of the year tour, so we'll probably see them in the June, July next year. Then the bench, quickly looking at it, Wyn Jones on the bench, Jake Ball obviously having a romance with Faf de Klerk this weekend. Gareth Davies, Dan Bigger is on the bench. Hadley Park had a great game against South Africa, obviously on the inside centre. Then Leon Coltman, Patrick Tuipoloto. Then I haven't seen much of him this World Cup. Actually, an interesting prospect. Matt Todd, Brad Weber, Jody Barrett, Anthony Brown.
The interesting prospect
Tuipoloto.
Captain of the Blues.
I think so, yeah.
Big guy. Plays 5 or
6, 7.
He can 6 or 7 as well. He is a very interesting prospect. A question of the day I would like to post for this game is that do you think the lustre that New Zealand is playing against Wales, would it actually pay dividends?
No.
Because they went with Sam Kane, of course, and then the number 6 was
Shannon Futsal.
That's an interesting pair. I just wanna know. That's my question of the day. You can just comment below. What do you think? Do you think that will really pay off for them against Wales for the 3rd and 4th playoff, or do you think it's gonna flip out and they should go with a Ali Savia or with maybe a Matt Todd? You know, also getting older, not gonna play as many games next year or the year past. Maybe last World Cup. Let's say rather that he can still go probably not 3 years, but maybe it's the last World Cup for them. That is something very interesting. So that is a question of the day for this game. But just something that I would like to leave you with, and you can comment this as well, is we have seen a half a decade of Richie McCaw captaining the side. Okay, a half a decade, probably almost going on a decade when he retired in 2015. Underneath him, you know, the vice captain, the guy who learned from him, that, you know, they were probably playing all their rugby together at that stage, was Kevin Reid.
Yeah.
And he took that from Richie McCaw. He led them, played still phenomenal rugby. The culture continued, and now we say goodbye to a great eighth man and probably one of the best that New Zealand has ever seen.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best. But now he's gonna bow out. This is also his last World Cup. He's still gonna play maybe next year in the Rugby Championship or so on, but probably his last World Cup. Who do you think they already trained up for the next captain, who played with Kieran Reid and actually learned from Kieran Reid? I think that's an interesting question, and you can comment that also in the comment section below.
Yes. And then I think we'll write a blog post about it with both our opinions in, and then you can go read what we said. So please don't forget to check out our blog post, rugbyfordays.com. Follow us on Twitter, rugbyfordays. And then thank you for joining us in today's video. We will see you guys next time.
Perfect. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks, guys.